A bonsai is actually inserting the human element into a natural tree. If you look at that, if you think you can switch that around and say, how can we insert nature into our architecture? Welcome to Projects by WTA. Today we're visiting one of the projects that's really very special and dear to my heart. This is Izumi Bonsai. This is a bonsai garden that we did just outside our office. So our office is there, up there. And for us, really, it's something that we can all enjoy. And so it's really something that is really very similar to architecture in so many ways. In bonsai, as with architecture, you have a given context which you cannot change. In architecture, of course, it's the site, the surroundings, of course, the budget and the program. In a bonsai, the tree, of course, whatever nature gives you, especially the roots and the trunk, you cannot change that. And then, of course, how the tree grows, you can guide it, but it will grow at its own pleasure. And so I think that's, for me, something that's very similar to architecture and why it's so interesting, really, seeing a tree grow, being able to, put in your design gestures, the idea that you can actually, design a tree and see how it's finished, as opposed to a building where, when we do architecture, it's always a collaboration of so many people, so much capital, so much work. But in a bonsai, it's about putting in that same, art of architecture or the hand of the artist, employing that hand and trying to shape something that will come out in the future. It almost reminds me like the statement by Liu Kan saying like, asking a brick, what does the brick want to be, right? And so every time we're faced with a beautiful tree, we ask the tree, tree, what do you want to be? How do you want to grow? What is it that we can make you into? And I think that's really the art of bonsai, It's almost like this dialogue you're having with the tree and what it's gonna become. And so here at Izumi Bonsai, what we're trying to do is, it's a very simple garden, really. It's very bare bones. What we're trying to convey is that we want a very simple, but very pure or authentic aesthetic. And so, you can see all the redwood beams, the redwood tables. There's no finishing, no paints, no nothing. It's all about the tree. It's about curating this, beautiful presentation of beautiful trees. And for us, that's really what's important about a space like this. It's about curation. A bonsai is actually inserting the human element into a natural tree. If you look at that, if you think you can switch that around and say, how can we insert nature into our architecture? How can we bring nature in? Good architecture goes beyond just the initial design process, but you have to see how the space grows, how it lives, how it breathes. And that is something that we want to bring into our architecture, into our practice. But most importantly, we want to help preserve what little nature we have left in the Philippines. It's a good main tree, no? It's a good front tree kasi. Tapos kita pa rin yung likod, di matakpan kasi it's not too high. It's nice. Nice, bro. We invite you all to come visit us, of course, and see all the trees for yourselves. And hopefully you like and subscribe and click the bell icon.